Brett, good to have you with us. What is the main issue that Chief Sayers is talking about here?
Thanks, Dennis. Chief Sayers was here representing 21 Anishinaabe First Nations that are signatory to the Robinson-Huron Treaty, which was signed in 1850. And he was here in Ottawa raising a number of issues. He was talking about water rights. He was talking about annuity payments. But the big issue he was discussing here was land claims and how these are being negotiated.
And so what land claims is he speaking about?
So obviously there's the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850, but he was also referencing the Williams Treaty from 1923, as well as the modern Algonquins of Ontario land claim. So this land claim was ratified in 2016. And what you see here is that these three treaties have significant overlap. And especially all three of them overlap at one point in near North Bay and Lake Nipissing. And he was here discussing how they're going to move forward on those overlapping territories.
And so why is Chief Sayers calling on the government to stop negotiating these claims?
Well, his main concern is that he believes, again, as I said, this Robinson Treaty was negotiated in 1850, so it predates Confederation. And he says that they have never ceded their inherent jurisdiction or title to the lands. And he believes the governments of Ontario and Canada need to secure permission and consent from his First Nations if they're going to be continuing to negotiate land claims. And so he says they need to secure their permission to negotiate how the land is going to be used.
So what's been the reaction from the other organization?
Well, Chief Sayers and his organization said that the Métis Nation of Ontario have no land rights on his treaty territory or their treaty territory. I reached out to the Métis Nation, but I haven't been able to hear back. I emailed the Minister of Indigenous Crown Relations, Carolyn Bennett's office, and her spokesperson didn't say whether or not they plan to meet with Chief Sayers. But I did speak to the Algonquins of Ontario. Their lead negotiator, Robert Potts, said they're looking forward to meeting with the Huron groups and hoping to find a way to work through this without getting the government involved.
And so what are the results the Robinson-Huron chiefs are looking for?
So, of course, they're looking for two different results, I suppose. The first thing they want is, obviously, they want the government to come and sit down with them directly. They're not necessarily opposing these land claims, or the Algonquins of Ontario, or the Métis land claim. Chief Sayers says the door is open, but first he wants the government of Ontario and the federal government to come, sit down with them and get their permission, secure their consent. But separately, he's also looking for a way for the First Nations title holders to work together, without bringing the government in. He says they want to get back to ceremony. They want to work in a way that's respectful of tradition. And again, he says that as the true title holders or people who maintain traditional jurisdiction over land, that they hold the right to decide how their land is used, not the government.
Brett, we'll have to leave it there, but appreciate you bringing us up to speed on all this.
Thank you.